Hello and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something that, well, we're all taught to avoid. Boredom. We fill every single spare moment to escape it. But what if I told you boredom isn't the enemy? What if it's actually a kind of secret superpower for our brains, especially when it comes to learning? Now, this explainer is designed with you, our teachers and educators, in mind. We're drawing on the really fascinating work of Dr. Sudhendra S.G. to unpack the art of learning. The goal here is to help you build minds in your students that aren't just full of information, but are truly creative, reflective, and deeply engaged. It really makes you stop and ask a pretty big question, doesn't it? In this world of nonstop simulation, with a phone in every hand and notifications buzzing 24/7, what have we actually lost? In this constant race to be connected, what crucial skills are our students leaving on the table? Let's face it, we are waging an all-out war on boredom. The minute there's a quiet moment, in a line, waiting for a friend, we pull out our phones. We've become masters at eliminating stillness. But as we're about to see, winning this war comes at a very, very high cost, especially for the young minds you're shaping every day.
And these are the consequences, and they hit right where it matters for learning. Dr. Sudhendra's research makes it clear this isn't harmless. This lack of mental downtime, it actually erodes patience. It makes it harder for students to stick with tough problems. It chips away at their ability to concentrate deeply, it stifles creativity, and it blocks the kind of self-reflection that's essential for growth.
So, why does this happen? Well, this isn't just some vague philosophical idea. There's real, hard science going on here. So let's take a look under the hood at what's actually happening in the brain when we finally let ourselves, well, do nothing.
Okay, I want you to meet the hero of our story today, the default mode network, or DMN. You can think of it as your brain's own private maintenance crew. Now, this crew only comes out to work when you're not focused on a task. You know, when you're daydreaming or just staring out the window, when you're bored. And this is when the really important work gets done. Consolidating memories, sparking imagination, and even planning for the future.
You see, our brain really has two modes. There's focused thinking. That's when a student is head down, intensely working on a math problem. But just as important is this other mode, diffuse thinking. This is the relaxed, background processing that happens only during that downtime, during stillness. It's where a student has that sudden aha moment. It's where creativity lives. And you need both to truly learn.
I just love this metaphor from the research. It's perfect. Boredom isn't just empty space. It's a mental composting period. Think about it. All day we're throwing these scattered bits of information into our brains. Stillness is when the mind gets to turn all that stuff over, mix it together, and create rich, fertile soil where new ideas can finally grow.
And here's what's so incredible. While our modern neuroscience is just now proving this with fancy fMRI scans, ancient Indian philosophy understood this whole concept intuitively for thousands of years. This idea of mastering stillness, it's not new at all.
Just listen to this from the ancient Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Through silence, one comes to know the self. The deep wisdom here is that real understanding, real knowledge, doesn't just come from being bombarded with information. It emerges from the quiet in between. For our students, that means learning doesn't just happen during the lecture. It solidifies in the quiet reflection that comes after.
And you can draw a direct line from these ancient practices to modern science. That quiet time mandated in the Gurukuls, we now call that neural rest, and it's essential for memory consolidation. The deep silence of Vipassana meditation, that's a direct pathway to activating the default mode network. And the ideal of a steadfast mind from the Bhagavad Gita, well, neuroscience confirms that tolerating boredom and low stimulation actually builds a stronger ability to focus.
Okay, so that brings us to the most important part. This is great, but what can we actually do with it in our classrooms today? This isn't about throwing out our iPads and smartboards, not at all. It's about finding a healthier balance. So let's get practical.
Here are 4 really simple, culturally grounded habits we can all model. How about encouraging a totally screen-free chai break? Or what about a window gazing minute after a tough lesson? Literally, just 1 minute for minds to wander. We can bring back the idea of an evening pause, a quiet transition like the traditional sandhya, or something as simple as encouraging a trip to a quiet place, the library, a garden, with no task to do. Just to
be.
So if you take just one thing away today, please let it be this. Boredom is not a problem that needs to be solved. It's a crucial process that needs to be protected. It is not an empty void. It is the mind's incubation chamber. It's where creativity is born, where memories are forged, and where true understanding finally takes root.
And that leaves us with a final thought, a question just for you. As educators, you are the architects of your students' learning environments. So based on everything we've talked about, what's one small change you can make, one small pocket of stillness you can create to welcome a bit of productive boredom into your classroom tomorrow?